What up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The main actors of this movie are Simu Liu, who plays Sean, and he's our lead character. And he's just really likable, really a charming guy on screen. He's a really good actor. I see him going places. He's going to be in a lot of movies going forward. And I just like what he brought to the table in terms of, the martial arts, the action, the acting style. He just made me feel for him and believe in his performance. The other actor who stars in the movie is Awkwafina, and she plays Katie. Katie is sort of like the best friend. She's the bestie with Sean, and she's the girl who really holds it down for him and really has his best interest at heart. And I know you've seen her in Crazy Rich Asians and Raya. And she just plays this excellent friend, the type of girl you want on your side, who has your back, and she's always going to do, what's best for you and just tell you the truth and just go with you when you need her. And that's exactly the type of friend that you need in your life. So hats off to her. She does a great job portraying that role. The movie also stars Tony Leung, and he is our villain of the movie. And I have to say, he's one of my favorite MCU villains. The movie does a good job of showing how formidable of a villain he is. He can fight. He's smart. He has a ruthless ability to just take out all of his enemies. But you also see the softer side of him and why he's doing what he's doing. And that's the best for me, is when it shows like a villain that you can relate to, where you can understand his plight. And in the beginning of the movie, it shows the Mandarin riding into battle with another army, and he just takes them on by himself. And automatically, you're going to like him. You're going to be like, damn, this guy is awesome. He rides in on a horse by himself, and he just goes straight to the center of the battle and just goes crazy, just like something out of Dynasty Warriors on PlayStation, something you've played before. And I really, really enjoyed that. So right in the beginning of the movie, I could feel the passion and the energy for the martial arts and the fighting. And it's just something that we've been missing for the past few years. And I know we have The Raid and John Wick, but this just brings back that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Hero and Kung Fu Hustle all back into it. And you like start smiling, and you're just happy to see this choreography and the camera style. And it's just beautiful to look at. So let's talk about the bus scene. I know you've seen it in the trailers. It's in the beginning of the movie, but the bus scene is absolutely breathtaking. Like, I was so shocked, and I was on the edge of my seat during this scene, and the fighting is amazing, and just the way they shoot it, it just has you, totally involved in the movie. The edge of your seat, and you're just going crazy, and your mouth is dropping every time something cool happens, and it just makes a theater experience. This is why we go to the movies, and that bus scene was just amazing, just awesome stuff. So during the second act, it kind of slows down, it takes a beat. You get the chance to learn about the characters, and you get a sense of that family aspect, which brings me to a character I kind of forgot, which is Menger Zhang, and she plays Sean's sister. And you get introduced to her, and you're kind of, like, who is this girl? What has happened here in this family? But you kind of understand, like, they were brought up as assassins, and, things have gone in different directions for them. But you could tell they still love each other, and they still depend on each other. And that's what I like about this movie, is the family aspect of it all, and that love that you have for your family. And this is the scene where you get to know the bad guy, the villain, the Mandarin, and you start to realize maybe he's not so bad after all. He has a purpose. He's trying to fulfill his destiny, and he's a little crazy, but you understand why he's doing what he's doing. And again, that's what makes a great MCU villain, is the backstory. And, he's more complex than a mustache twirling villain who just wants to kill and dominate everything. Tony Leung, very subtle, very soft moments where he's not just killing everybody or demonstrating his martial arts skills, but he has very, very nuanced performances that makes you like him. And maybe, you see yourself in him as a person. My one gripe is that the second act maybe drags on a little bit. Maybe they could have shaved off like, 5 to 10 minutes of it, but I did appreciate the acting and the slowness of it, and you get to really dive deep into this family, and it's much needed. But if I had to pick one negative, it's probably the second act, where they could have just shortened it a little bit, but that's reaching for me. One of my other favorite parts of the movie is that you see Michelle Yeoh's character, and I'm always going to love her. I've seen her in Tomorrow Never Dies and Crouching Tiger, and she's in so many martial arts movies, and she plays that wise teacher or person that has a soft side so well. Like, that is her forte. She's a very soft presence, but she will beat the crap out of you, and that's just the best part of her as a character. And I also hear that she's going to be in Avatar 2 and 3 and 4, so I'm very excited to see her branch out into more of the fantasy and sci-fi stuff. So let's get into the big final fight, and this was probably the best part of the movie. It was breathtaking from beginning to end, and I love the character design. I love the creatures and the monsters, and the whole thing was really well done. You still got the martial arts, you still got the practicality of it, and you also got the big, bloated fight, but it worked really well for me. So in the big fight, you get to see how powerful the rings really are. They really explore some of that, but they also get to really punch each other and do all the kicks and stuff. And I love that. I'm so glad they didn't go away from that and just start blasting lasers and things like that. I also want to mention the costumes and the music. Those are the two things I really, really enjoyed. The costumes worked for me. I love the colors. I love, the armor, and just great character design, great costume design. And the music too, you really get a sense of the musical theme. Like, the song gets stuck in your head, and that's good when you can recognize a particular soundtrack and hear it over and over again. The music did its job. So let's get into my final thoughts on the movie. Couple of negatives: I thought it could be a little funnier. It had a lot of opportunities to be very funny. Also, it could have shaved maybe 10 minutes off of that second act. It did drag a little bit. Some people might not like that part, but I did. I can get over that, and I really like that. That character building and story building. And some of the positives: the CGI was great, the martial arts was great, the music was great, the acting was great, and I would easily rewatch this movie. And the villain was great. So you put all that together, it makes an excellent MCU movie, much better than some of the other ones. Not going to mention any names, but I love this movie. It deserves all the praise. It deserves to break all the records for the box office. And I'm giving this movie, Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, a solid A+. So thank you guys for coming to the channel. Please subscribe. I'm going to be doing a new video every week. I've had a great summer. I saw Suicide Squad 2. I saw Free Guy, Shang Chi, The Green Knight. A lot of good movies this summer. Hit the like button, comment below. If you don't like it, then please don't like me. It's okay.